speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with, Kirk? I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to the show on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is always in the house. And you can live chat with us in the chat room. And also, if you are on my personal Facebook page, please go over to the show page, speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. And then when you chat live with us, we can always display your message up on the stream. Tonight, we're going to talk about Hunter Brittain, who was shot and killed by Sheriff Sgt. Michael Davis in Arkansas. Then we're going to talk about Gwen Levi, the 76-year-old grandmother that was sent back to prison. Then we're also going to talk about did Ivanka Trump lie? I know. Yeah, we're going to hit on that too. And also Greg Abbott. Yeah, he's been sued. So we're going to talk about that. And so you can live chat with us in the chat room. And also you can call in 972-591-3665, 972-591-3665. Couple of house rules. Please do not block your number out. I won't answer. Secondly, please be respectful. Third, come with facts, no conspiracy theory. And last but not least, I think I said them all. But anyway, you can call in and be a part of the show, or you can live chat with us either way. So welcome again, once again, everyone to the show. You are watching Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm him, who you with, Kirk, dog. Want to talk about Hunter Brittain. I've kind of mentioned it last night on the show. I was waiting for more information to come out, but from what I understand so far, there's a protest that's been going on in Arkansas because of the killing. I believe it's close to North Little Rock. Arkansas teenager who was trying to fix his truck, shot dead by a cop who pulled him over. Um, they haven't released a whole bunch of details, but and I try not to speak on things until I get the full details of it, but I'm starting to see that it's getting more and more attention. So I said I will at least talk about it. Um, a sheriff deputy shot and killed a teenager in Lonoke County, Arkansas, during a traffic stop on Wednesday, June 23rd. Sergeant Michael Davis pulled 17-year-old Hunter Brittain over along Arkansas Highway 89 at 3 a.m. in the morning for unknown reasons. The teen and his passenger were on a test drive at the time of the traffic stop. After Brittain had been trying to repair his pickup truck transmission, according to a report from Vice News. And Brittain family said that his truck, a GMC Sierra, had a broken shifter linkage when the deputy stopped him, which caused the truck to roll backwards. During the traffic stop, Brittain got out of the truck and placed a jug of antifreeze behind the rear tire to stop it from rolling into the deputy car. The deputy then shot at the teenager as he was placing the jug down, according to the passenger and witness Jordan King. Um, King told local news that the deputy did not warn or otherwise say anything to Brittain before he fired at him. King also said that Brittain was taken to a hospital while another deputy arrived on the scene and handcuffed King, even though he had not been charged with a crime. King spent hours handcuffed in the deputy vehicle. Brittain died at the hospital where he was taken to be treated for the gunshot. The teenager family is still awaiting information about the stop, and it's possible that the incident was recorded, but it's not certain per Vice News. Lonoke County Sheriff John Staley said in a video statement posted on his office Facebook page last week that like everyone, I want to know exactly what happened. He added that Arkansas State Police will investigate, um, and that his office has provided the agency with body cam footage, though it's unclear how much of the incident was captured. The family has not seen any body cam video. The deputy has been placed on administrative leave. The Arkansas Department of Public Safety issued a statement about the investigation. Special agent assigned to the state police criminal investigation division are leading the investigation at the request of the Lonoke County Sheriff Department. The circumstance of the traffic stop and what may have led up to the deputy firing his gun at Brittain will be documented in the investigation. The investigation file upon completion will be turned over to Lonoke County prosecuting attorney to decide whether facts and evidence in the case are consistent or not with Arkansas laws related to the use of deadly force by a law enforcement officer. In the meantime, Brittain family and friends are demanding answers and protesting the teenager tragic death. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. Um, oh wow. Okay. Hopefully, the cat is okay. Um, Hopefully everything is working out good for them. That's fine. I understand. Um, but thank you for always tuning in and being a part of the show. Um, so that's what's going on in Arkansas. I believe it's a little small town just north of North Little Rock where this incident took place. Um, and let me make sure everybody is aware of it. If you haven't heard about the story, um, this young man was 17 years old. He's a Caucasian guy, and the officer is also Caucasian. So when I read the story yesterday, I seen where I believe the grandmother said, "I guess we can't trust any policemen." Um, so just to don't know what the full detail is. I have my opinion about it, but I'm gonna keep it to myself until the other details come out because I don't like putting out information that I'm speculating on. So, um, but praying for their family. Hopefully, they receive the answers that they should get, and if any wrongdoing would happen, hopefully they hold that officer accountable. Um, but it's a couple of things in the story that it's kind of hard to say at 3 a.m. in the morning. Um, It's kind of hard to say exactly what happened without knowing all the evidence. So we'll just keep an eye on it and kind of see which way it goes. Um, but other than that, if you are on my personal Facebook page, please go over to speak on it with who you with Kurt Dog, and I can put your chat in the chat room. And when you start chatting, I can put it on in the chat room. Um, Now, this story came out yesterday. Gwendolyn Levy, which is very disturbing. I don't know if y'all heard about this 76-year-old grandmother. Um, just kind of give you background of her story. Yes, she did go to prison, and she was one of the ones that got out when Trump granted pardons during the pandemic. Well, she been following all the rules, and she had been volunteering, but then she ended up taking a computer course at 76. And I know when new technology come out, boy, I struggle. But she was taking a computer course, then answering her phone in class, which seemed like the parole department would have known the time she go to class. So, um, so the story is elderly black woman sent back to prison for not answering her phone during computer class. Um, a 76-year-old black woman um, only enjoyed less than 2 months as a free woman um, before she was sent back to prison for not answering her phone. Gwen Levi first made media headline in May when she was released from prison after serving 16 years due to the CARES Act. USA Today reported she was among the 4,500 prisoners and sent to home confinement as a precaution to spreading COVID-19 in jail. Um, I hate when ads come on. Um, but she was sent home as one of uh, the ones for the care acts. And then while she was out, um, let me find my place again because that ad came on and it kind of messed me all up. At the time, Livy expressed her fear of being sent back to prison once the pandemic was over. But who knew they would use such a minor offense to put the elderly and convicted back behind bars? Last week, Levy was reincarcerated after she missed a phone call from officials while she was taking a word processing class online. The Washington Post reported she has been in police custody in Washington, D.C. since June 12th as she await a transfer to federal prison. There's no question she was in class, her lawyer um, said, as I was told, because she could have been robbing a bank. They're going to treat her as if she was robbing a bank. Levy was serving out her 16 year of her 24-year sentence for conspiracy to sell at least 1 kilogram of heroin, complex reported. Hold on. Not sure which one of the ads are playing because I have several of them open, but um, so Levy was serving at a 16 of 24-year sentence for conspiracy to sell at least 1 kilogram of heroin, complex reported. Upon being released to home confinement, Levy moved back to Baltimore to be with her 94-year-old mother and was volunteering with a prison advocate organization in hopes of getting a paid position. She was working to rebuild relationship with her sons and grandchildren before she was sent back to jail. Um, Levy was attending a class at Baltimore Inner Harbor when official noticed at 10:51 a.m. that her ankle monitor wasn't at her home address. She didn't answer her phone for a few hours, and official couldn't get in touch with her until 1:17 p.m. when her ankle monitor showed back at her mother's house. Despite her being at a class, the Bureau of Prison labeled it as an escape. Um, and then I feel like I was attempting to do all the right thing, Levy said. Breaking rules is not who I am. I tried to explain what happened, and to tell the truth, at no time did I think I wasn't supposed to go to that class. I apologize to my mother, my family for what this is doing to them. So at 76 years old, she's actually going back. Well, she currently in prison because of it. Um, but at some point, you got to think at 76. Yeah, I know it's some ruthless folks at 76. Uh, but she been doing everything right. But to know that she was at that class during that time, that should have been enough because they verified at the class. But should she have still been arrested? I feel like she shouldn't have been. Uh, that's just personal opinion about it. Um, but now she's currently back in prison and her 24 years of sentence in prison, which is, I think that's, I don't, I don't know. I think some people just they need to really pay attention. Um, you verified the class. That should have been enough to keep her out of prison. But once again, they didn't care. And because they didn't care, she basically back in prison, serving out the rest of her term, and which is crazy. Because hell, think about it. One of the Capitol riots, uh, terrorists, he ended up going hunting, and he wasn't supposed to have a gun. And guess what? They didn't send him back. Yeah, I know. I know. Um, she spent 16 years so far in prison. At that age, I'm sure she's not trying to go back. She have grandkids, great grandkids. She's trying to get to know. Yeah, some people may say, well, she shouldn't have won. But whenever you're doing something, I don't know. I've never been to jail. Um, but if you're doing something and you're on parole, they keep a close eye on you. But because her monitor wasn't working, and even the fact that they said they know she was at the class, should they still send her to prison? And you know she was at the class during that time, and you still want to send her back to prison? But here it is, somebody who attacked Capitol Hill, who wasn't supposed to be around guns, out going hunting. Then you also allowing people to leave the country that attacked Capitol Hill. And once again, nothing is said. It's a different law, which is pretty jacked up for the simple fact this woman is 76 years old, trying to do things, trying to. Not only that, she could have continued to volunteer at this prison advocate center, but she want to get hired on for she can make money. So she doing what she have to do to be able to better herself, to put herself in a better position. She's not going out here uh, selling drugs or anything like that. She trying to do something for she can support herself. That's why we need prison reform, for the simple fact, unfortunately, a lot of prisoners come out and they end up going back in because they don't have uh, any resource once they come out. They don't have a game plan once they come out. So that's something that need to be discussed. Prison reform. Okay, yeah, they're in prison, and I'm not saying all of them going to come out and be angels, but there's a lot of them that don't want to go back. If they have a better opportunity, they won't go back to the same lifestyle that got them in prison. But once again, uh, prison, they take all your rights away, and unfortunately for Miss Levy, um, hopefully somebody step in and say, you know what, this is wrong. This is wrong. You verified she was at this computer course. She wasn't out just hanging out, kicking it with her homegirls or catching up with friends or anything like that. She was actually at a class trying to better herself, trying to stay out of the system. And now she back in prison. So hopefully someone step in. Biden administration, maybe this is a good opportunity where y'all can step in. Um, and then this story that came out yesterday um, about Ivanka Trump. They're saying that she allegedly lied under oath when she had to testify. I want to say it was back in, I think it was November or something. She had to go and testify about the campaign back in December. I'm sorry. Um, the title, Vanity Fair Hive, said it sure sounded like Ivanka Trump lied under oath to criminal investigators. Um, if you paid any attention over the course of the last several years, you know that Donald Trump and his family, families, have trouble telling the truth, which is another way of saying they're totally liars. Trump himself, for instance, told 30,573 lies as president. And God knows how many since leaving the White House. Melania Trump claimed to have graduated from college with a bachelor degree in architecture, which of course never actually happened. Eric Trump insists that Trump Organization stopped doing international business when his dad became president. A certified pants on fire statement in April, it emerged that Donald Trump Jr. seemingly lied to prosecutors investigating the 2016 inauguration. And according to a new report, his sister, Ivanka Trump, may have too. Per Mother Jones report, David Corn, during a December the 2020 disposition, the ex-president eldest daughter was asked by DC Attorney General office if she had any involvement in the process of planning the inauguration. DC Attorney General Carl Bryson sued the Trump Organization, the Trump International Hotel, and Trump 2016 inauguration community in January 2020, alleging the group funneled large amount of inauguration cash into the first family pocket via the hotel. Ivanka, who was an executive at the Trump organization before becoming a senior president advisor, reportedly responded under oath, "I really didn't have any involvement," adding if her opinion was solicited, she would give feedback to my father or to anyone who asked my perception or opinion. That, she claimed, was that. But according to document obtained by Mother Jones, that does not actually appear to be true. Instead, it seems that the former first daughter was intimate involved with the decision making for various aspects of the inauguration. Um, One email chain shows that Ivanka Trump was directly involved in the planning of at least one proposed event for the inauguration on November the 29th, 2016, Rick Gates, then the deputy chairman of the Presidential Inauguration Committee, known as the PIC, emailed her the current schedule of an inauguration event. He noted that Stephanie Winston Walkoff, lead producer working with Pick, is going to call you to discuss some additional ideas she has about some other events that that we would like to see if you will be willing to do based on our meetings. Ivanka replied to Gates and Winston Walkoff, "Great. I'm looping in my assistant Susie, who can coordinate a time for us to connect." A few days later, Weston Walkoff sent a long Dear Ivanka and Jared Kushner email to Ivanka Trump and her husband. She thanked them for our meeting yesterday and presented them with a high-level summary of the inauguration plan for your review. This was a detailed report on the event and themes being created for Trump inauguration. The overarching strategy objection she reported was reinforce the theme with the people making American great. She laid out key message including our greatest strength as our people in America deserve to be heard and their government need to listen. She noted that in their recent meeting, she and Ivanka Trump had discussed how to include Donald Trump consistently in the event, and Winston Walker referred to propose for doing so. This include inviting families from all 50 states to attend official function and provide them airfare, accommodation, hair, and makeup. Um, In the email, Winston also asked Ivanka to confirm that she will host a women entrepreneur reception dinner as part of the inauguration. "Please let me know who you would like invited," she added. And she asked whether Ivanka Trump would prefer for the event to be hosted at the National Museum of African American History or the National Gallery of Art. Winston also attached to the email the communication strategy for the inauguration, the proposed event schedule, and a list of the 100 most influenced women in business, fashion, politics, and finance. She had ended the note saying she will follow up with them at TT, a reference to Trump Tower. So, according to that's a lot of information. According to um, yeah, oh, hold on, I lost my place. According to Mother Jones, Kushner responded the following day, writing, "Thanks, Stephanie. Look like it's going to be a special event. So glad you're involved." Ivanka Trump responded later that day, writing, "As mentioned, my interest in hopes in hosting the dinner reception for women entrepreneur depend on the quality and theme of the event." Uh, yes, it actually came out yesterday. Welcome to the show, Patrick. Patrick's Time. It actually came out yesterday because last week they was talking about how Ivanka and Jared was separating, distancing themselves from Trump, which we know that's a lie. We've seen the pictures back in the days when she was sitting on his lap at a concert um, or somewhere. Looked like she was dancing or something, but this is it's going to be interesting on this for the simple fact that we know how much they lie. Like they said, Trump had lied over 30,000 times while he was in office. But for this right here, people was wondering, why is Ivanka and Jared distant themselves from Trump? And they try to say because he continued to lie about the voter fraud. But when it comes down to it, they're trying to distance themselves, maybe to try to ease that up, take the attention off of them for lying uh, to the uh, to the uh, when they gave that disposition to the criminal investigation, lying up on the oath, committing perjury. So here it is. They're going to continue to lie. Um, yeah, um, it is real because I don't know what Trump do or have against them, or but I don't know how people can just sell a soul. What's going on? Marcella Smith is in the house. Welcome. Um, it's the People Show. I think that's what you keep saying the name Marcellus. It keeps sticking to me. Um, and the People Show with Kurt Dog. Uh, some I don't know. I'll come up with it, but I like I said, I'm gonna end up using that slogan, the People Show. It sounds good. It actually sound really good. For the ones that may not know, we're looking at rebranding the show, but we want it to be something to represent everybody. And like I said, everybody is welcome on this show. It doesn't uh, it uh, doesn't really want to be able to attract everybody on the show, and we're making some changes. I've also said in the past um, that what we're trying to do is get a panel together where we can have a discussion about whatever we talk about. Everybody have their own opinion, but the only thing about it, we're only going to talk about um, truth. We're not going to come with conspiracy. We're going to have truth. Um, you asked, name one lie that affected me. You talking about ask for Trump? It affected all of us. The reason why this lie affected us is because they use money. They overcharge for the hotel for the inauguration. That's why when they said at first that they did not want to Trump didn't need to use his own property for business, as for the country business, because he could set the price for those to make his pockets fatter. So the lie that actually uh, got me was the fact, and you could go back and watch the video because we talked about this when they did the testifying about they was being investigated. So so that's something about it. Now, um, said name one lie. He lied, said he was the greatest president of all. He said he was going to get a wall built, and Mexico was going to pay for it. We could probably go down the list if I click on see if they have it highlighted. Uh, I don't know if they have all the lies listed or not, but let me see, just to please you. Um, See if they have some of them. Da, 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 da. He lied and said he had a lot of people at his inauguration, and it wasn't that many. So Trump have lied quite a bit. Okay, we all got overcharged, Patrick. Okay, we're gonna move on from there. You're right, Marcella, because we speak truth to the people. That's right. Building the wall, Mexico paying for it. That was a huge lie. That's the only reason why he got elected. That's the reason why Greg Abbott is trying to use that for to get reelected here in Texas. It's the wall, saying we're gonna build a wall. So that's a lie. Um, 30,000 lies is truth. Yeah, uh, pull it up. They said 30,573 to be exact. So um, we all got overcharged. When Trump do things and go places, who you think paid for it? Our tax dollars pay for it. They're gonna charge the government for it. So yeah, he lied. Okay, and then let's talk about this too. A lot of the towns where he had the rallies at, he haven't paid them for the security, for the locations. So yeah, Trump have lied. It's a lot of that goes on. Trump have lied. Just deal with the facts, and we're just gonna keep it moving. Uh, so you're saying Obama lies were bigger than any lie than Trump? Well, first of all, any lie is wrong. It don't make a difference how big or how small. Any lie is wrong. Just tell the truth. That's all you have to do. Tell the truth. Any lie is wrong. That's why I don't deal with two type of people: thieves and liars. I don't deal with those type of people. And Patrick, unfortunately, you started to fit off in one of those categories. Um, trying to see who is this stopping out here. Somebody stopping and looking. I'm like, hey. Um, but okay. Uh, I'm like you, Marcella. Really, Patrick? Exactly, because I don't know what Patrick is smoking on, drinking on. Uh, I have no idea. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Not sure what you mean about that. Okay. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. I think he on that good tonight or something. I have no idea. Okay. Yeah, he's on one. He's on one tonight. Um, but anyway, so Trump have lied, Ivanka have lied, the whole damn family have lied. And that's the bottom line. If you believe it or not. Okay, you want to talk about lying? He talking about he coming back to be president in August. He talked about being back president January 6th. Said he was never leaving the office. But you want to talk about name one lie? You pick one. And then on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, you probably one of the ones upset too because he's going on tour with uh with Bill O'Reilly. So the thing is, how can he be the president and on tour, but he have a lot of y'all believing, that he's coming back as president. So yeah, um, you can say what you want to say, Pat, but like I said, Okay, Patrick, do you have insurance? Let's talk about that. Do you have health insurance? And let us know that. Do you work? Do you work? Now the thing is, the Obamacare is the same thing that what was that governor? Uh golly, is it Maine? Have the same healthcare insurance, the same one, just a different name. But because he was trying to make it easier for you to get health care or other people to get health care, you want to say he lied about it. What did he lie about? It's the same one, I believe, Mitt Romney having Maine, I believe. Same one. Marcella said Obama was Obama and Trump was Trump. Both of them are out, so don't reach back. The windshield is bigger than the review than a rearview mirror because what's in front of you is more important than what's behind you. Yep, that's definitely true. You need to keep looking forward, not looking back. But once again, that's one of those people that feel like Trump is God. Feel like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Um, Arizona audit. Okay. Obama represent the status quo. That's your opinion. Uh, Romy is a status quo, but he also a Republican. I guess you didn't like him because of that. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor, Obama. That's making it easy for people to get health care. What's wrong with having health care? Because what happened if you don't have health care and the hospital is making no money, well, guess what? The hospital eventually go bankrupt. But if you have a healthcare plan in place, at least the hospital will recoup some of their money. So what's wrong with that? But I ask you, do you have health care? That is not a government issue healthcare. Or are you one of these ones that's complaining about it, but don't have health care yourself? So what did they lie about? Tell me what they lied about to get it passed. Tell me what they lied about. Oh, we don't have all night to wait for you. Um, you have to pass the bill to see what is in the bill. Uh, health care is not health insurance, but still, it's something to get you covered, to get you the treatment that you needed. Oops. Um, and you hit it on the head. And speaking of the Vietnam War, why is it that a lot of our veterans have to go through so much to get benefits? Why? Because the thing is, if just to get the basic benefit, and unfortunately, I'm talking about majority of the minorities veterans that is struggling to get their benefits, taking them through loops saying that we don't have no record you being there. or you was a medical tech. You worked in the medical field, but you wasn't in the war zone. But here it is, you worked in the war zone. You had to go into the war zone to pull soldiers out. And then some of the things they had to see, as for picking up body parts, um, pulling people out that have their intestines hanging off, or legs, or a limb shot off or blown off or whatever. But they act like they wasn't at war. They wasn't in that war zone. It should not be a struggle. I feel like any veteran that done everything right, served their country, they should come back and get all their benefits. But unfortunately, a lot of veterans have to jump through loops just to get the basics. Yeah, they'll give you a certain percent, but what about the mental health issues of it? The mental health of the veterans that had to see all of this. Yeah, they may not necessarily been in there shooting and killing folks, but they had to put their life at risk to go and pull soldiers out, put them in the body bags, pull the injuries out. And a lot of time they the ones that get the least respect. Unfortunately, it's most of the Black veterans. So that shouldn't even be an issue. Soon as they come back, they should say, "Hey, you got your full benefit," and leave it at that. I'm gonna scan through some of this stuff that Patrick is saying. Uh, okay, they lied about the Vietnam War. These lies didn't just start. That's true. Keeping your doctor, keeping your plan you made. Um, my point: veteran have government run healthcare, but to get the full benefit that they deserve. Matter of fact, even the VA. I don't know if you're a veteran or not, but even the VA, what they've gone through, it take them months to get appointments. It been history here in Dallas where they was some veteran trying to get treatment, and unfortunately, they passed away before they could get treatment. So they trying to do an overhaul to make it easier. I don't know what the status is now, but it been a lot of veterans that went through loops trying to get treatment, and unfortunately, some of them have lost their life trying to do it. Um, Marcella said, "Why are you worried about a plan? If they blow up this country tonight at midnight, neither Obamacare or Trump policy can't save you. You better have a plan with someone who only has one policy: love. And you better have your life rights. If you haven't accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and you don't want to live in hell, then die and go to hell." I'm just saying. Uh, uh, okay. Melling my point. Melling, oh, making my point. Yeah, I'm finna say, melling your point. Where you melling into? I have no idea. But either way, Trump have lied. His family have lied. His family have allegedly pimped America, because every time Trump went to that hotel, well, guess what? We flipped the bill. And guess what? He charged a higher price for that hotel than what he would normally charge, allegedly. So, yeah, Trump pimped us. He pimped all of us. But hey, that's what it's like. Um, so uh, moving on, coming back here to Texas. I know, um, man, next year is going to be interesting. Oh, excuse me. My mouth got dry. Um, so here in Texas, um, Greg Abbott. Yeah, we talked about Greg Abbott and some of the things he's done and said in the news lately. But it's to the point now. A lawsuit had been filed against him for ending the $300 weekly federal unemployment payment early, um, which is the people right. And seem like they may have a pretty good case. Right now, it's more than 30,000 people are a part of the suit claiming Abbott exceeded his power. Um, I heard about this last week. I didn't get a chance to speak on it. Um, so, more than 30,000 people are suing Texas Governor Greg Abbott over his early uh, stopping of the $300 per week supplemental federal unemployment payment for states resident during the pandemic. The group of plaintiffs organized through Facebook group created to help unemployment Texas navigate the state claim to benefit. They argued in the suit that Abbott did not have the authority to end the payments from the federal government. The House, the Houston Chronic reported Abbott decided to decline the benefit beginning June 26, even though the federal government has them scheduled to continue through at least September the 6th. The federal payment were also going to give gig workers in self-employed Texas who are not eligible for the state unemployment benefit. The suit claimed that Abbott exceeded his power when he halted the federal unemployment payment. Abbott justified the move by claiming they were no longer necessary as the state economic recovered from the pandemic. The number of jobs open in Texas is almost identical to the number of Texans who are receiving unemployment benefit. Abbott said in a statement pushing the Republican talking point that people are insensitive by the addition of funds to stay on unemployment instead of seeking full-time jobs. But a Stanley analysis reported by Ounce, he said the benefit are likely no more of a factor than a other impediment to workplace reinterest, such as the rising costs of childcare, transportation, and healthcare. Um, the plaintiff crowdfunded to hire attorney David Shibby and filed the suit this past week in Austin State District Court. Texas has what is known as a weak governor, and a large part of Texas is run by a commission. Shibby told the Chronic, Rebecca Cabela, we just believe the governor is acting outside of his authority, and it's something the TWC, Texas Workforce Commission, would address. Allowing the TWC to consider the decision could end in the same result. Um, the season benefit the suit of knowledge, but it would at least delay its implementation, as many as 24 other states have also opt to end the federal supplemented unemployment benefit early, with a number of them stopping the benefit in June and July. The group also filed a temporary restraining order to postpone the halt and benefit while their suit was underway, but a judge rejected on Friday, while also remarking that that he had concern regarding the group standing to sue. Um, so that's going to be interesting. Like I said, it's time for Greg Abbott to go. Um, he been in there long enough and haven't done enough for the people of Texas, for all the people of Texas. He only benefits certain folks. So it's time for him to step away. Um, but also, um, he decided to not receive the funds from the federal government for the unemployment, but he also decided to stop. Now, here's the question, because we hear about this Delta variant of COVID 19, and I seen an article either yesterday or today saying that we need to, if you've been vaccinated, you need to continue to wear your mask, because some people are getting this Delta variant of the COVID 19. So because of that, they asking us to take precaution and wear a mask. Um, Now, I believe it was, I seen some country just recently shut down again because of this variant. Now, do I feel that Texas is rushing to open back up? Yes, because the thing is, just because people have the vaccine, we don't know enough about this virus. We don't know enough about this vaccine. So, yeah, it's one of those situations where it should be given time, given time to be able to find out more information about it. Um, so that's the way I look at it. Now, you can chat live with us in the chat, or if you want to call without blocking your number, you can do that. But once again, Patrick, I would not answer your call if you call in blocking your number. Um, so if you want to call without blocking your number, that's different. Other than that, you can continue to call, but I would not answer. And that's all to it. And if someone decides to call and wanna discuss this, please make sure you listen to the phone and not to your computer or your device you're listening on. So for you could definitely, because when I answer the phone, I hear myself talking. So but definitely, I think, I don't know. I feel that we rushed to reopen up. Yeah, we do need to open the economy back up, but how will it be if we end up having to shut down again? Because a lot of people are still struggling with the coronavirus. It's a lot of people struggling with it. So, um, so that's a lot. Welcome to the show, T Cal. Um, Once again, Patrick, I know you're listening. If you're gonna call with no caller ID, please stop. It don't look good on you. You don't want to follow the rules. This is not a Trump rally. This is a Kirk Dog show. If you don't want to follow the rules, it's many other places you could go listen to. Um, TCal said, it's Tuesday, so I'm at work, but I had to fly it in and say hi. Thank you for always being a supporter of the show. I appreciate you for coming in and supporting the show. Um, so uh, I don't know why he continued to call. He continued to call, and it don't make sense to me. I bet you he one of those kids just like, on the playground. Um, he just want to go up and mess with folks, be a bully on the playground. But one thing about it, you're gonna follow the rules on my show. I'm gonna just overlook you. So when you become man enough and actually follow the rules, you're more than welcome to call in. But you blocking your number, it's not gonna get a call. Um, See, there you go. Um, but hey, I just feel it's gonna be interesting with this lawsuit, and Greg Abbott need to go, as well as several other leaders, and also Dan Crenshaw. He's on the radar too. He have to go also. He's up for re-election next year, and we're gonna vote him out too. So um, we're gonna, as Trump say, we're gonna clean the swamp. So yes, we're gonna clean the swamp here in Texas. Um, Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick, Ken Patson, Sid Miller, Dan Crenshaw, Board of Education, have to go. Have to go. It's time for some fresh meat in there. And then on top of that, um, we need leaders that's going to be for everyone. For everyone. It's not about parties. It's about what can you do for the state of Texas, for everybody in Texas. And that's what we're looking for. But if you cannot be a part of that, that's going to be an issue. So, um, well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Radio. Hope your cat is feeling better. T Cal, um, Marcellus, even you, Patrick. I appreciate you too. But you have to follow the rules on my show. Um, Now, when you get a show, you can have whatever rules you want. But on my show, you have to follow the rules. So tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, we will be back if the good Lord say the same. So until then, I love each and every one of you. Peace.